Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again this week. Okay, how about now, guys? Can anyone hear me at all? Hopefully this is working now. I don't know what's up with YouTube and the sound issues all of a sudden. But for the last 3 weeks it's been going on. Okay. Hi, everybody that I missed. Catherine, Sue, Purple, Tina. I saw several of you guys there. Yay. Hopefully everybody can hear me now. I do apologize. I don't know what it is. It's not me. All my sound is on. So it must be YouTube. Is the echo gone now? Hey, Brenda. Is the echo gone? Hopefully it's gone. You've got no echo, Gerald? Okay, great. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Robin. I hope it's all good now. I don't know what's causing it. I really do not. I have no clue whatsoever. Don't know. Yeah, that might help too. Maybe turn it down just a little bit. I have no mics hooked up, nothing. Yeah, maybe that will do. Maybe refresh it. Hi, Sue. First of all, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. I got half my makeup on, but I have errands all day, and I've got some more after this live. But I wanted to be sure that I came in and we went over some things and made sure everybody had no project issues and that everything was going on, and nobody needed any help that they weren't getting. So. And there's a mystery box out, guys. Catherine posted that, and I pinned it. It's on the announcements. So if you want to know what's in it, and thank you, Catherine, for posting that for me while I was running errands today. So let's go ahead and get started, and let me play the intro, and we'll get on with what we've got going on. Okie dokie. We had several people asked questions this week, and I'm trying to remember a couple of those. I may have to switch over here and grab that one question. If you have questions about anything, guys, make sure that you put them in caps so that we don't miss them and we can come back to them. I'm going to pull up, let's see, I believe that was, trying to remember Vicky's question. Let's see if I can find that here. Debbie said she couldn't. She was writing down her question so she didn't forget, and it was how you share a link for your projects. And guys, you can. This file is going to be available to everybody. Hey, Marion. So you can either use this number at the back and pull it up, or you can ask for the link. We'll get it for you. But if you want to share your project via email with somebody, that was Vicky's question, yes, you can. All you're going to do is copy this URL at the top of the page right here, and then you can go in and paste that into an email and share that design with whoever you want to share that with. And as long as they have a Design Space account, it's going to open up and they'll be able to view the project. So anybody that wants that project, you're welcome to it. I'm going to post it here. But this is a tag, a monogram tag. And somebody had one. It was really pretty, and it was very similar to this, and nobody knew where they got it. So I went in and I created this one for you guys. But the question was, how did I get there? So what I did is I went in and I searched on images, and I searched ornaments. Or ornament. I'm not sure which. Ooh, it helps if you spell it right. I searched ornament, and all of these ornaments came up. Now, you can use any of these, and you can make your, well, I'm going to say any of them. This one might be a little iffy, but you can still work with it. But you can make a monogram frame out of any of these guys. It's very, very, very super easy. It requires a few steps, but it really is easy once you learn to practice with it. Correct. So, yeah, that's very important. If you upload anything into a file, a Design Space file, you can share that link all day long, but they're not going to be able to open it. It has to be all Design Space images. You can even use outside or uploaded fonts and share it. If they don't have that font, it will prompt them to download that font before they hit make it, or else it will change it to the default and change it to a different font. Unless you weld it, whatever the words say. If you weld it, then you can share that from an uploaded font, but that's the only uploaded thing you can share. But what I did is I went in here and I found, there are several swirly ornaments, but I just looked through, and I'm going to see if I can find it again. Here's one that's in that set, so let me just go to the Holly and Ivy cartridge, because that's where this one that I did came from, and it's right here. And you notice it looks totally different from what I had on my screen. So let's insert that image. But this is the same image, guys. It is exactly the same image. I just doctored it. So let's go about how I did that. I am just going to hide this right here, and then we'll bring it back if anybody needs it. So what I did is I brought this image in, and I went and I got a shape. And I got a square. And I came up here and I just selected both, and I sliced off that hook. because I didn't need it. Okay? And then I can get rid of that. So now I've got this piece over here at the top of this one that I want so I can tie it onto a gift or whatever purpose you may be using it for. So I went in and I got some more shapes and I got a circle. And I kind of sized that down to where it looked about right for the size of that top. And you notice how tall that top is too. We're going to fix that as well. But I made that to the size that I wanted it, and then I selected both and I aligned and I centered them horizontally. And then I welded it. And that's not sitting down as far as I want it. So I'm just going to undo, because you can't unweld. I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit more. Select them both and align and center it horizontally. You want to make sure everything is centered, and weld. And that looks a little bit better. And you can add several shapes at one time and all of that and duplicate them if you want. I just don't want to confuse you guys, so I'm doing it one step at a time. So I've gotten another shape and I've gotten a circle. And I'm going to bring this in and size it until that looks just about the same. I want that right there to give me a good piece in there. I want it to be about as wide as these. I want it to look cohesive. So I'm going to select those and I'm going to align center horizontally. I'm not going to center vertically because it's going to drop it down here to the middle. And then I'm going to slice. Oops. Not weld. I want to slice. There we go. And now I have the hole for the center. You've learned 3 new things. Yay, Barb! Hey, Jamie. Glad you can make it. And if you notice, guys, that I'm slicing and it's lighting up and I'm not having a problem, if I select more than 2 layers and I try to slice, it's not going to light up. It's not going to let me, okay? So make sure, like if I try to slice something out of this one over here, let's just grab a circle and show you. If I were to try to slice this one right here, you notice that slice is not available. And that's because if you look over here, I have 1 layer, 2 layers, and then the circle I'm cutting with is 3 layers. It's not going to allow me to do it. But if I brought it over here and I slice, you see slice is available. I only have 2 layers, the green layer and the circle I'm slicing with. So make sure you only have 2 layers. So if you're not getting your slice, there's a reason. You've either got something attached, you've got something grouped, or you have more than 2 layers. But this is a super simple, easy one to do, guys. There's just lots of steps because we're doing a lot of doctoring to it, okay? And that's why there's a lot of steps. But we're using the exact same steps for everything. Slice and weld. That's all that we're doing. So now this neck is a little too tall for what I want. It kind of looks wonky there. So I'm going to unlock my square with the little handles here. And I'm going to bring that in and I'm going to take those 2 and I'm just going to slice that out. Okay? Looks kind of weird, doesn't it? And I may still take some more out of there. So what do we do now that we got that big empty space in there? Okay, I'm going to select it and I'm going to duplicate. Okay, now I have 2. I'm going to select one and use my contour tool, and I'm going to get rid of the top by selecting those 2 pieces. You can see here I've got them selected. When I come back, it's gone. Now I'm going to come over on this one and I'm going to contour, and I'm just going to click Hide All Contours. Okay, it's going to hide everything, and you can see how over here on the screen, how it's a solid circle. I don't want that part. So I'm going to select these 2 pieces, and then I'm going to select that circle and get rid of it. Using the Hide All Contours just gets rid of a lot of things. Instead of me having to click everything individually, and I'm just going to go in and turn back on what I want to keep and turn off the rest. So now when I come over here, I've got both pieces, but they're separated. Now you can put in a square and slice them, but I do want you guys to get used to using the contour because it can be your best friend when you've got things in a design that you don't want, where slice won't work. So make sure you get used to using your contour. And then I'm just going to bring these guys back up, and I'm going to align and center it horizontally. I want that guy in there like he's supposed to be, and weld. And now, this one's a little bit shorter than I did this one, but you guys get the gist of what I'm doing, so that you can come back in and do this on your own and make it yours and do it the way that you want. But those monogram tags, it has a solid background, so I'm going to duplicate this again, and I'm going to come in here to contours, hide all contours, and then I'm going to turn that circle right there back on because I want the hole. And then I'm changing that color, and I'll make it red. Arrange and send that to the back. Now I have my back layer and my front layer. Perfect for a tag just like it is. Yeah, Jamie, I use contour all the time. All the time. It's such a time saver from slicing. Slicing works for some things, but sometimes you just can't get in there to slice a certain little piece, and contour will take it out for you. So now we have our background and we have our top, but we want to be able to put a monogram in there, and we want it to look pretty. And I'm having a mouse problem here. Let me. My mouse doesn't want to work. Let me get back over on my screen. There we go. Hopefully it's not dying on me. But now, a lot of the ones that I saw had a slice out of it, but it just didn't look really pretty to me. So what I did is I went in and got a shape. Because this is so a filigree and it's so open, and I forgot to do that with my contour too. So let me go back and do that real quick. I want this piece filled in. So with my contour, I'm going to click on that piece right there and fill that in. And you notice it filled in right there. So now that part's ready. But I want a pretty shape out of there. So I'm going to get a square. And I am going to unlock it. If I can get my mouse to move here. And I'm going to bring it, I don't know, I guess it was about an inch, just over an inch is what I did. And I brought it in here where it looked good. You can center it or put it where it looks good. You don't want to come on the outside of there, but you want to close in. See how my corner's out right there? So what I'm going to do is just bring that in slightly. And I can add another circle just in case I've got that little piece there that won't weld. So I'm going to select both of those and weld. Now I've got that filled in. It did fill in for me. If you've got a little area on the side, don't worry about it too much. You can come in and contour that and get rid of it. So now it's starting to look, hi Alice. So now it's starting to look like that monogram. Now we can leave it like this and you can have the name written on there. There are several things you can do. And we can take it a step further. This one that I've done, you can contour this and get this shape filled back in so that you have this here. Very simple and easy to do with that contour tool. But I want this oval shape. And there are some ovals in Design Space. But to me, they don't. When you stretch them and you try to contour them to fit what you want, they don't always fit very well. I'm just going to say that. They just don't always fit very well. But I want this one to fit good, and I want a good amount of space on the side to keep that closed in so that it's not floppy. So what I do is I make my square, and my height, I'm looking up here where it's unlocked. I'm going to lock that back so I don't move it, is 0.9 903. So what I'm going to do is take that circle and I'm going to make it point 903. And let's move that out of the way right now. I'm going to line it up, and the crosshairs on that I'm going to line up right there on the end of my rectangle. I'm going to duplicate that circle, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. Let me just arrange and move it to the back. That just makes it easier to see. Right there at the end of my rectangle. I'm going to select all three of them, align, and center vertically. This is going to make sure that nothing's sticking up at the top or the bottom, and then you're just going to weld it. Now we have that shape that we want, as you can see. Very easy to recreate. It's a little wide, so I'm going to just unlock and very gently bring it down to size and lock it back. In the real world, I would probably, as you can see on this one, I took a little more time and made it exact. I'm lining it up there. I'm going to line and I'm centering horizontally, and I'm going to slice it. And let's make sure that my Google Chrome doesn't crash with my Mojave. And I can get rid of this circle. I don't need it. And there we go, guys. That's all there is to creating that ornament tag. Super, super easy. Super easy. And then the next thing you need to do is get your text. And always duplicate before you weld on these guys, because you can undo, but you can't. Uh-oh, I'm having a design space, not a design space issue, but a Mojave issue, I think. There it goes. I'm going to type the name that I want to put in there, and then I'm going to size it in. And you want it to touch that top and bottom bar. Just going to, that's the wrong one. Hide that. So I want it to touch at the top, and I want it to touch at the bottom. So make sure that they are touching. You're going to align, and you're going to center horizontally, and then you're going to weld. And my design space is crashing, because Mojave hates me these days. So that's the super simple way of doing these, guys. Let me see if I save it. I can delete that out of there if it will let me. I may have to reboot it. Sometimes, since my Mojave update, I've been having issues. But I'm just going to duplicate this rather than go through those steps again. It's the same file, same thing. I'm going to ungroup text. Size it in there, align, center horizontally, and weld. And now you've got your monogram tag. Did everybody understand how to do the slicing, the welding, and the contouring? 3 tools, guys, that are needed to do this one. Well, and your text. So. Easy peasy. And like I said, guys, you saw all of those ornaments over there. So many of them will work, and you can do this with that. So you're not stuck with just one design. You can do several designs just by searching those ornaments that are in Design Space. Or any image, really. You can do that with just about any image. So when you see images and things are just not quite what you're looking for, there might be a way. Just like this one. This one's pretty. It has the mistletoe hanging off the side, but maybe you want to cut a design in it. Super simple. Find designs from another one, maybe this shape, and then you can pull that out of there. So many different things you can do with the images that are there for you already. And I know it's crunch time for a lot of people. Let's go back over to the Me Cam. I know you guys are busy and you have a lot going on with the holidays. Is everybody getting their projects completed? Is anybody stuck on anything that they need to get done? Any issues that you're having at all? I know there's about a 30-second lag, so I'm going to give you guys time to respond. If you're stuck on anything, any projects or any Design Space issues, you can ask them and we'll get those going for you. Can you guys hear my husband snoring? I can hear him. Just trying to get your projects finished. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to make tonight's live short and quick as we could, but I want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. It did cut great, Brenda. Yeah, I cut mine with the lumpy side down so that if it doesn't cut all the way through, I have a nice line of where I can snip it with the scissors. In case anybody was wondering what Brenda's talking about, the Cricut corrugated, I've got some up here. I just don't have it pulled out. Cut it bumpy side down and it will cut better. Or it does for me, and I cut it with the regular blade, and then if it doesn't cut through in a spot, I can see where the cut line is and I can snip it with the scissors. Hey, Joanne. Y'all can't hear him? He's not quiet, trust me. I might have to go in there, hang the curtains back up. Okay, guys, if nobody else has any other questions, and if you do, guys, just because we're not live, you have me, you have Sue, you have Catherine, you have Kathy, Bonnie's there sometimes, and all of the other group members. We have a fantastic group, guys, and a lot of them know the answers to your questions. You can ask. Just because one of the moderators or myself aren't answering, we're busy doing our holiday stuff too. We are watching and we are checking in, but if you post a question, somebody is going to help you. And if you don't get any help within the hour, tag one of us and we'll be happy to help you. Oh, you're welcome, Lasha. Thank you guys for being so super throughout the holidays because, as you know, we're all just as busy as you guys are with our families and stuff too, so. Oh, Barb, I'm so sorry. Welcome back. You can watch the playback, Barb, and it will. You won't miss anything. You can watch. It'll be ready probably in about an hour. It just depends on YouTube and how fast they get it processed. I don't edit my lives. That way you don't miss anything. But I do want to say, if you have any issues or anything arises, please ask in the groups. Somebody's going to help you. Tag somebody if you need to. But have a very Merry Christmas. And guys, don't forget, next week on Monday is Christmas Eve, so we will not be live. And the week after that is New Year's Eve, and we won't be live. I may come on and say Merry Christmas or something like that, but we're not going to do a live show per se. But I want to say Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody. And don't let your projects go unfinished, guys. Ask your questions. Please, please, please. We're happy to help. I will be here, and I am going to take this opportunity to where we do not have any lives, where I would use that prep time for getting things ready for a live to work on some projects for you guys for the new year. So be prepared. Start getting your red and pink and white papers for your Valentines, because that's what we're going to shoot at next, is some Valentine's projects. All right, guys. You guys go finish your projects and have a very, very Merry Christmas to you and your family. And from everybody at Crafting with April, thank you to all my moderators and all my patrons. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys on the next live next year. And I will see you in the groups from here until forever. Any font sizing videos? Kind of clarify for me what you mean on font sizing, Barb. Do you mean just sizing in height or width? Or let's just go over to Design Space and let me show you what you need to do to get your fonts like you need them. There's a program called Font Lab Pad that you can download. It's free, and that will help you. But you can bring anything into Design Space. And when you click on your text, once you have your text, up here you have this toolbar. So when you have typed in your text, then all of this becomes available for you to, if you ungroup to letters, you will lose your curve. So you want to make sure if you're curving your text that you get it curved before you ungroup. Of course, your alignment. And then here's your line space. Line space is if you have more than one line of text. And your letter space. This will bring your letters closer together, further apart. And then you have your font size where you can shrink it down. And you can also unlock it like an image and squish it up or stretch it out. So there are several ways to size your font. So it's just going to depend on the area that you have to work with. If you're talking about sizing a font in a card, I have gone over that on some videos. And I try to keep mine into a 2.5 to a 3-inch space on a 5x7 card. But that's going to be personal preference. Some people like to fill up the space in the card. Some people like to keep it small like a Hallmark card. Some people go in between. It's generally going to be personal preference and project determined. So if you have any examples, Barb, that I didn't cover just then, please take a screenshot of it and show me what you're trying to do and post that into the group for me, and I will make you a small clip on what you need to do to get what you need for your project. I will be happy to do that. Anytime you guys have a problem and we can't cover it or don't answer it completely on a live, I'll be happy to do a small clip for you to show you what you need to do if you show me what you're trying to do in your project. I hope that answered that for you, Barb, but if not, again, please shoot me a little email or a message and show me what you're trying to do, and we'll get you there. Ah, thanks. You guys are the awesome ones. Trust me, you guys make it possible. I thank everybody for joining me tonight. Again, Merry Christmas, and I will see you on the next live in 2019.